Yeah.
Check it. Check it. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
That's Brothers Red Millstone, New Orleans camp. All right, second camp, coming at you another live camp. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, glory, and infinite honors to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, Rakadash.
the monster apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Taught us the truth, rule well, and peace, blessings and salutations be to the hopefully elect. And right, as well as those that believe in the gospel and meaning and endure to the end, man. All right, and we're gonna start the camp off right by getting into, basically, basically getting into holding fast that which we have, man. All right, which is true. All right, which is our crowns, man. But brother, just starting off with that Revelation 2:25.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already.
And what do we have already? All right, we have the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai first and foremost. All right, brother, give 1 John 2:20 real quick and get that word unction. All right, this is what we have first and foremost. All right, this is what allows us to sup with Yahushai daily. All right, having that unction, that special endowment. All right, of the Holy Spirit. All right, this is what we have, and this is what we ought to hold on to. All right, when you hold fast onto something, you secure it. All right, you don't want to let it go, man. All right, seeing that the apostle, has deemed this year the year of apostasy. All right, sellouts. All right, and agents, man. You gotta pray to the Lord that don't become you. You see, and you gotta hold fast and hold near and dear to this truth, man. All right, because the Lord has given it to you for a reason. Give me 1 Thessalonians 5:9. Bring that out. We can come back to this.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 20. It says, but ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things.
Right, we know all things too. By what? All right, pertaining to the scriptures, man. You see? But it says we have an unction. All right, and that's the only way that we understand and know these things, man. You see? Go ahead. That word.
It's the word unction. And the Strong's is G5545. It says, the outline of biblical usage, it says, the Strong's definition, it says the special endowment of the Holy Spirit anointing unction.
Yeah, the special endowment of the Holy Spirit, man. All right, because everybody in the world don't have that special endowment, right? The Lord has chosen us and to give that to us. You want to grab that? What you got something?
Yeah, I got some.
Go ahead.
To back you up real quick, this right on time. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 7, verse 6. Read letters to Yahushua. It says, give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. And pretty much, it's a waste, to these people who don't have this understanding, who don't have the faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? And real quick in the NLT, it says, don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs, they will trample the pearls and turn and attack you. And again, like the brother said, we are chosen, Lord willing, we continue in this path. We are chosen to have this understanding, So, why would you waste it on unholy people?
Right. That's why it is likened the truth unto what? A pearl. All right. A pearl is something that's highly esteemed of, man.
Right.
All right. You have a family traditions, right? Your grandmother would pass down a necklace of pearls, right, to her daughter when she would get married or something. Because pearls are something that's highly esteemed of. All right. In the process of how they're made through, I believe, what is it, a clam or oyster?
It's an oyster.
A clam?
No, I think it was an oyster.
It's an oyster. Yeah, from the grain. Yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah. How they come out from being a grain of sand, What's it on?
Yeah, and just from a grain of sand, it takes a long time for it to accumulate, but it just patience from doing it.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
What to grab that? 1 Thessalonians. Okay. This 1 Thessalonians 5. We're gonna start at verse 6, but the point is in 9. Therefore, let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober.
God, let us not sleep as others do. All right, we know sleep is, synonymous with being dead, man. All all right? And the vast majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are spiritually dead, all right? Pursuing Revelation, all right, 11 and 8, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. Verse 9. For Yahweh has not appointed us to wrath, but to attain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Right, so the Lord didn't give us this truth for nothing, all right? He's given us the truth for the reason that we are appointed to salvation, man. You see? Not appointed to wrath, not appointed to being destroyed here in America, man. So that is why we ought to hold fast that which we have. Go ahead in the Revelation.
It's the book of Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. Verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Give me that word power, all right? Because it said him that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. Give me Matthew 24:13.
Hold on.
You got that? Bring it out real quick.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. It says, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
Yeah, but he that endured to the end, man. All right, and that's what this truth is about. It's about durability. All right. Kind of, you got that word power?
Yeah, so the outline of the usage.
You can start with the outline of biblical usage, and you're gonna read down to where it say him of whose commands must be submitted to and obeyed.
This is the book of, like, this is power in the outline of biblical usage. And it is G 1849, exousia. And it says power of choice, liberty of doing as one pleases.
Right, power of choice. All right. When you have the power of choice, that means whatever you think, you're going to do it. All right. Whatever you want to do, you're going to do it. You see, we don't have the power of choice here in America. All right. We still subject, all right, to payments. You see, this place we really ain't got nothing left in, man. All right. Old daughter of Babylon down ready to be destroyed, man. You see. But go ahead.
Leave on permission.
Oh, it said doing as one pleases. We don't do what we please him.
Yeah.
We slaves, man. You see? But it said, he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give this over the nations, this power over the nations, man. You see? And it's ultimately going to get into some more. Go ahead.
It says physical and mental power, the ability or strength with which one is endowed, which he either possesses or exercises, the power of authority and of right privilege, the power of rule or government, the power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others and obeyed.
Right. The power or will of him whose commands must be submitted to and obeyed. All right. But this is what we have to hold fast on to. Right. Being a part of the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? It's not going to fit on top. You have to take it off the phone, just hold the phone out, and you just change that bottom piece out. That little flap. Right there, you just going to change. Not right now. You don't have to do it right now. You ain't gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. So, that was it.
That makes
Get that university.
And also says universal authority over mankind.
Right, authority over mankind. All right, authority over the fowls of the heavens. Right, the beasts of the earth, the people. Okay, this is what we are holding fast to. This is what a part of being Bible shop. Give me 1 Corinthians 15. Oh, you got that? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, this is what we are holding fast to. You know, being a part of the first fruits, man. Actually seeing the beauty of the kingdom of heaven get built. All right, reigning under Yahweh Shai, man. All right, there's more. That was it.
That was it.
Okay, read verse 27, Bible shop.
It's the book of Revelation chapter 2, verses 26. Or it's the book of Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him I will give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
You shall what?
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Right, so do you want to cast away the chance of ruling over these nations with a rod of iron, man. All right, go ahead.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
Yeah, yeah, man. So this is what we have at stake. All right, there's no greater opportunity in this world than this right here, man. All right, you got your piece up. You want me something?
This is 1 Corinthians 9, I'm gonna start at 24, and it says, "Know ye not that which run in a race run all, but one receiving the prize, so run that he may obtain."
Right, which means to run with a purpose. All right, don't just be out here bullshitting, floating around. All right, not studying. All right, not reading. All right, giving yourself over to just folly, man. All right, you gotta be on point because you gotta understand what your purpose is. It's to obtain the crown. You see, and it's gonna go further in it. Go ahead.
Verse 25, and it says, "And every man that strives for mastery is temperate in all things."
Right, temperate goes into being self-controlled, discipline. All right, in order to be a disciple, all right, a follower of Yahushua, you gotta be disciplined, man. You see, these are all character traits of the elect, man. All right, you have to be disciplined in this truth. All right, and if you can't be disciplined now, how you gonna be disciplined in Jacob's trouble, man? All right, how you gonna be disciplined in the hour of temptation, man? You know, you have to be disciplined. It says temperate in all things, man. Want to say something?
Yeah, because what you just brought out, us being able to get that power over the nations, how you gonna not be disciplined and be able to rule over people?
Exactly.
To have that power, you gotta be able to have that self-control, or that discipline.
Yep. Yeah, if you can't rule yourself, how you gonna rule kingdoms and nations, man? Keep going. There's one Bayan, oh, you might know that. Sit right. That said, he can't rule over his own soul.
Yeah.
Okay. What you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to add on to what he said, because when you look at the world, right, we look at a bunch of people that's in power that's undisciplined, right? We haven't seen a manager or a supervisor or somebody in a position of power that shouldn't be in a position of power.
Oh, every day,
That's
right?
every day, everywhere you go, no matter what job you go to, right? Which this is just showing you the kingdom and how the world is set up. You know, it's basically ass backwards, man.
Look at Esau Edom.
Yeah.
He's in power right now. And he's a child. It's a perfect example.
Right. And that's why this kingdom has been set up as an example of how not to rule. You see? But go ahead with that precept about the shot.
I knew they got one in Surah. It's First Timothy.
I might have pulled it wrong. That probably is.
Yeah, it might be. It's First Timothy 3:4. It says, "One that fully dwells his own house, having one is in fire, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man knew not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High?"
Yeah, so if you can't have rule, all right, over your own house, right, with your house, it starts with you. All right? It tells you that in Peter that we are the spiritual temples, man. All right, and if you can't rule over your own house, all right, it starts with you. All right, and you know, further on and foremost goes into, you know, if a man have a woman, children, whatever, all right, you have to have that has to be established. But if you can't rule over yourself, how do you expect to rule over the church? All right, you can't. You know, you want to say something?
I had a precept like backing that up, like yeah.
Oh, bring that out. He has more of this. That's what it is. He has more of this.
This is the AI overview. The definition for discipline. Discipline is training for self-control, obedience, or skill involving managing behavior and making consistent efforts toward goals.
Yeah, managing your behavior, man. All right, making a consistent effort, which goes into being diligent. You see? For if you do these things, you shall never fall. Right? You got more on that?
Yeah, bridging the gap between goals and achievement by teaching you to act even when unmotivated.
Read that last part again.
If I could say something on that, read that. Yeah.
Bridging the gap between goals and achievement by teaching you to act even when unmotivated.
Even when unmotivated. That's big, and that hit home. That gotta hit home with damn near every brother honest in this truth, man. Because there's many days that brothers probably work a 10-hour, 12-hour shift and come home and don't feel like doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat. I just want to go to sleep. But then it probably be in the back of your mind like, damn, I only got 2 videos up today. I mean, this week, or 1 video up this week. I got to catch up. So what you gonna do? Unmotivated, man. Let me read something. Let me watch a video real quick. Let me get in the spirit so I can motivate myself to do it.
That happened this week when I ran into you when I was on my way home.
Yeah.
I had plans on going straight home and just closing my eyes.
Yeah.
This brother called me. He's like, hey, we kind of ran into each other, passed each other up. I'm on my way home. He leaving from somewhere. So we get on the phone and say, I got a lesson. I'll be over there for a running lesson. And the first thought in my head was like, man, fucking tired. I just got off work. But that be the flesh. You see, the spirit was like, oh man, let's get the lesson in. You see what I'm saying? But that's the feeling of being unmotivated. You see, But go ahead, make it point.
See, that's a really champion mindset. The champions get tired. You know what I'm saying? But even when they unmotivated, that discipline is rooted in them. You know, shit, I'm tired. I'm still gonna get it in them. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a lesson. Matter of fact, let me watch a video for the Lord. These things are rooted utterly in the elect. You know what I'm saying? Even though they wear it out, we still will try to get it the best we can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mentioned something else that's beautiful. You brought up one point. You said champions get tired.
Yeah.
And what you're going to realize in this thing, if you haven't realized already, the thing that separates us from the 2/3 and the rest of the people of the world is our mindsets.
Yeah.
So how we operate, in that fourth quarter. Are we going to fold? Are we going to get tired and want to check out the game because, I'm hurt? But everybody hurt. So that's not an excuse no more. Everybody tired. That's not an excuse. Are you going to finish or you want to give up your crown?
If I can say it real quick, because that's when repetition comes into play.
Right.
Everything, like we like to use Kobe Bryant, all right, as an example. Everything was him was repetition. It was overworking, working until he was exhausted. Because we get that same exhaustion in the game, that muscle memory is going to kick in. And that's when our spiritual muscle memory is going to kick in. But things don't. It's not second nature. It just becomes natural. Mm-hmm. You see, it's distinctive, man. All right.
Isn't that the same? Don't they say repetition is the father of something? Yeah. Repetition is. I'm about to look it up. I think it says the father of learning.
Father skills, yeah, something.
This is 25. We'll start up at the top again. And it says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Like we was mentioning, these different athletes, these celebrities, they do all of these things. They try to win these Grammy Awards, all right? Win these Best Actor Awards, right? Win the championship. See, they have to do it every year. You see? We only have to do this once. All right, which is why when a reward comes like that, like the brother, the brother Kayapi on the phone talking about, it's more than just coming to camp, doing videos, and studying, man. All right, the Lord is going to require more. All right, for a reward that's so great. You telling me the Lord is going to give us power over the nations because we came to camp every Saturday? No, man. There's more that goes into this. All right. It's an incorruptible crown, man. All right? Go ahead, Doc.
It says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I. Mm-hmm. Not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
Right, and that goes back to that having that discipline, man. All right, and he said, not as one that beateth the air. All right, we ain't out here just sparring against the air, man. All right? We out here with a purpose, okay? And that's to obtain salvation. Doesn't it say that? So one that he may obtain, it said that already? Like a couple verses up. I think the first one.
Yeah, verse 24, it says, no, ye not that which running the race, run on, but one receiving the prize. So run that ye may obtain. But this is verse 27 again. It says, but I keep my body, I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Right. So that's like me preaching, right? Bringing out the camp or whatever, and then I become a castaway because I'm not doing what I'm teaching. You gotta practice what you preach, man. You see? But you got your precept. I get y'all brothers. You have something too, right? Just gonna do it this way. You have something? You have something else, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Give me that real quick. So like this is Revelation 3:11, and it says, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." Right, because the Lord is on the way, man. All right. It says, "Hold fast that which thou hast," again, as it backs up in the Revelation 2. Let no man take thy crown. And the first man that'll take your crown is yourself. You know? You gotta be checking yourself, man. Yeah, we're gonna read that. Yep, we can read it with it. It says, "Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power." Yahweh. Yeah, and a pillar, all right, is opposed to Luke 14:28, man. All right, when it says, "Which of you intending to build a tower, right, sit not down first and count the cost?" And this man began to build, and he wasn't able to finish, man. You see? When it says, "Him that overcometh," he's going to be a pillar in the temple, all right? And the pillar is a key, what you call it? A key, one of the key foundations to keeping to building the actual building. It keeps it up, you know? So when rain and storms and different things happen, the pillars is what's going to keep the building, right? It might blow the roof off it, but the pillar is still there, man. All right? Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah. And I want to say, even though the roof and all that, is taken off, it's still got the pillars to build off of.
Yeah, to rebuild, you know? Yeah.
And it says, "And he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power, the Most High, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power. And I will write upon him my new name."
That was it. Which that goes into the slip of my mind. This new name, it's not old. I'm gonna give y'all my new name in the kingdom, man. All right. This goes into his being a refresh, all right, of his rank, man. You know. But go ahead,
Yeah, this real this book of Psalm, straight to the point, Psalm 11. And it reads, "Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me." And we constantly, so all the brothers can say, we constantly praying the Lord to not take his away from us, tell us to endure it. Because we go through things, you know what I'm saying, certain tribulations, hardships, but we don't want the spirit to come off us. We want to stay in the spirit at all times, man. Even when things get hard, pray the Lord, man. Lord, keep the spirit on me to endure. Take not the truth away from me, this was not to understand, man, because it is precious. You said from the beginning, it was like not everybody was allowed to have the truth. We got the truth, bro. We got it. 2/3 don't got nothing, bro. We hope in the truth and everything. The Lord preserve us all to the end. And keep the spirit on us all the way to the end.
that's why I said Romans 11:7. For the rest were blinded, man. But the elect have obtained it. You see, because the Lord is going to give these men the things that's essential that they need for their salvation. You see, that was it.
Yeah, that was next thing, verse 12. Verse 12. "Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit." We're looking at this book of Psalms, 51, verse 12. "Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit."
Yeah, restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, man. And it says, uphold me with thy free spirit, right? Having that rejoice, all right, having that spirit back restored unto us, all right? And we have to pray this prayer daily, all right? I'm trying to memorize it in the Hebrew, you know, but I'm gonna get there at one point. But go ahead with your precepts.
This 1 Corinthians 15.
We'll start about 51. No, 48.
I'm gonna start at 50. It said, "Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
Right, and these bodies cannot inherit the kingdom. All right, we're not even making it on the chariots in these physical bodies that we're standing in, man. All right, because we're going to receive new bodies. All right. It said what? 51.
It says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed."
Yeah, we shall not all sleep. All right, we ain't all gonna die here. You know, they tell you that Matthew 16:28. Some men that stand in here shall not taste of death, man. You know, but we are all going to be changed. All right, into what? These new glorious bodies. But give me Philippians 3. Oh, you about to get that? That's all the time. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 52, it says, "In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump,
Yep.
for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible."
Right, and this is talking about those that died in the Lord, man. All right, these men, all right, who were martyrs for your house shine, who were beheaded for your house shine, they're going to be raised incorruptible. All right, and even the 2/3 that come back, all right, through the Hebrew luggage, through the loins of the righteous men, they're going to be raised incorruptible. You see, they're going to be righteous forevermore. They ain't going to sin again. Why? Because the law, statutes, and commandments is going to be written on our inward parts, man. You see, give me that Hebrews 8. Go ahead, bro.
But this another precept, if I can say, this another precept to prove you why we don't feel that.
Yeah.
Okay, because this shows that we know that that is not the end. Because even through that, we still gonna receive the reward, man. So,
Hold on.
Yeah, and we don't feel that because we see, the purpose that's going to happen after that. We see our goal that's going to be coming. If we was to stay strong in the truth, really.
I'm gonna just say, man, we really want to give for Christ. Like, we understand that. So who wants to be in it? Like, it's better. Scripture says better to the Lord than down here, bro. Like, it is nothing for us. We understand this. We're going up to the Lord. We're gonna be resting. It's beautiful.
verse 53, it says, "For this corruption must put on incorruption."
Right, this corrupted bodies, right? These bodies that are always in the middle of an enticement to sin, the middle of being drawn away from their lust, man. All right, these bodies have to go, and we're going to put on incorruption. See, go ahead.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
Right, because these bodies die, man. All right, these bodies decay. All right, they're decrepit. But we're going to get these new bodies to where we don't decay. You see, we're going to get bodies to where we're going to be immortal. We're going to live forever. You see, that's how we kind of finish it.
It says, "So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?"
Right, because it ain't gonna be no more death, man. All right, this thing of death, it's gonna be no more. It's gonna be a former thing, But go ahead, let's try to leave it hold on.
You know, that's the one.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was about to
That's
read this
cool.
all over.
You see where you at?
Because I really want to get this.
Just hold off on that. Let that brother get that right quick. I'm gonna come back to that.
This is Revelation
Hold it, how about
7 and I'm kind of try to it's 7 and 11 points in like 13. And it says, "And all the angels stood round about the throne and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped the power, saying, Amen, blessed and glory, and in wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our God forever and ever. Amen. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they?" Okay, and this is going basically into the elect, right? The 144K. Okay,
Where you at?
this is Revelation 7 and 13.
Okay.
Verse 14, and it says, "And I said unto him," it says, "Sir, thou knowest." And he said unto me, "These are they which came out of great tribulation,
right? So, like I was opening up earlier with the, have no man, basically take the crown, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be tried, you're going to be tested, right? It says the tribulation is great. It says the same thing in Matthew the 24th chapter. It says immediately after the tribulation, okay? So we're going to have to go through certain trials and tribulations in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, all right? And it says, and have washed their robes, right? Which basically goes into righteousness. I believe it's Revelation 16 and I think 15 says that blessed are they whose garments are white and clean, basically.
Yeah,
you know,
white represents purity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we washed our garments through what? The wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We've been made pure, all right, back into our power, man. Right? That's why it says in the same book that in their mouth was found no God. All right, I think it's 14. You know, you got to do it.
Time. Just finish off the last part. And it says, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So there was, like the brother was saying, they were pure, they were righteous within the eyes of the Lord, man. And that's counted to them for what? Salvation, which allows them to get the crown at the end of the day.
Okay.
You got it.
Yep. Go ahead, man. Give me one of my cards. Philippians, and then we'll get the Hebrews. Oh, go ahead.
So this is the book that the Corinthians, First Corinthians. This 2 Corinthians 4:16. It says, "For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, the corruptible body, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is built for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal." And that's including the bodies, that we don't get. Right? The bodies that we are not is temporal, right? It's tangible. You get sick and other things of that nature, but the bodies that we're gonna receive with salvation and the crown is gonna be immortal and eternal. What you gotta do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Bring it up. Because it's in Philippians 3:21. And it says, it says, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. Read it again, Brother Sean. This is Philippians 3:21. And this is Philippians 3:21. And it says, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Right, and these bodies are vile. All right, when you go into the word vile, let me look it up right quick. I believe it goes into putrid, all right, or disgusting. Let me see. It says morally repugnant, all right, morally flawed, corrupt, wicked, of no value, disgusting, foul, ugly, humiliating, of a low estate, without worldly honor or esteem. So that's what these bodies are. They don't have no worldly honor or esteem. All right, it's disgusting. It's ugly. What you say?
Say they got moved.
Yeah, you want to read it? Go ahead.
Yeah, say cheap,
Yep.
worthless, base.
Yeah, and we know according to the scriptures what's base, man. Esau Edom. So this scripture in Philippians is comparing the bodies that we have, right, to the bodies that we're going to receive, and these bodies are base, man. See, these bodies is cheap. Say something. Look, even with these cheap bodies, they still, but yeah, get it in the heart where it say the angels are. By y'all, you know where it's at, where the angels marvel at us, the work that we're doing, man. Because we in these decrepit, disgusting, cheap ass bodies, man. And Salakia, but ain't no Salakia, ain't y'all watching out shy, but it's just comparing these bodies to the bodies that we're getting ready to receive, man. You go into the spiritual powers that we're gonna have, all right, mentally, physically, all right. Oh man, come on, man, go ahead, brother. And it says, according to the working whereby he is
all things unto himself. Right. So when you read it in NLT, it says he will take our weak mortal bodies and change them into glorious bodies like his own. All right. And this is speaking of Yahweh Shai. All right, because he has his body already. All right, he's sitting at the throne, the right hand of the Heavenly Father. All right, in his glorious body, man. All right, perfect teeth, perfect skin, perfect health, perfect vision. You see, he is sitting at perfection right now, man. All right, and it said it's gonna make us like him. You see, bring that out real quick. Absolutely.
This verse, John.
Hold on, Salaki. It says using the same power with which he will bring everything under his control. You see, having that what? Exousia, man. Go ahead, Doc.
This verse, John 3, and I'm gonna start at 1, bro.
Yes.
It says, "Behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not."
Right, because these people don't understand that we are the true Israelites, man. All right, that we are the sons of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man. Well, we are the sons of Yahweh, all right, and joint heirs with Yahushai, man. The world don't understand that, you know. They just see us as niggas, man. Sphinx, like the brother Raya like to say, tontos, you know. They just see us as degenerates, man. All right, they don't see us as priests, kings. All right, but they're getting ready to see it real soon.
That's why they're so comfortable with scoffing.
Yeah.
Mocking us, man. Because of the condition in which we are right now.
Yeah.
But this verse 2, it says, "Beloved, now are we sons of the Most High, and it does not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him."
All right, who is this talking about? It's talking about Yahushua once again. The same bodies that we're going to be fashioned to like his glorious body. It said, well, when he appeared, we're going to be like him, man. You see? We'll have a bunch of Yahushas running around. Yo, that's going to be terrible. Yeah, we're not going to have the same stature as Yahushua, but we're going to be fashioned like unto him, man. You know? Go ahead.
Right, because what it says that he said he's not coming to meet us as a man.
Absolutely.
Right?
Get
So-
it in Revelation, not Revelation, Isaiah 47:3.
God.
You have to get that. He ain't coming back just regular, man. He coming back angelic, standing on top of the chariot. We're going to get that in 2 Edwards 13, man. You know? Absolutely. Go ahead. In a real way.
Yeah, I'm going to finish this out right quick. It says,
Go ahead, guy.
"For we shall see him as he is." Okay? So, with that being said, us knowing that he's coming in his full glory and full see, we shall be like him.
Yes.
So, how much more us, man?
Come on. Bring that out.
It said in Romans the 8th chapter that we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahushua. So all these things we about to receive that too, man.
But this is what we holding fast to, though.
God.
Because, like I said earlier, the year's been coined the year of apostasy. All right, which we go into that word apostate. It means one who forsakes his religion or his faith. But this is what Jacob's going to forsake. You see, that's why we got that Psalms 51 to pray that the Lord don't cast the spirit away.
Yeah.
Because the opportunity of a lifetime, you're throwing it away, man. You know, it is nothing that you can do about it. That's the scary part. You know. But go ahead, get that sound. Get that. Yes.
My favorite precept is Zechariah, the book of Zechariah 12, verse 8. In that day shall the
Yes.
Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them.
Him that is who? Feeble. So the smallest man. Right? You got certain brothers, no offense, that might be of a smaller stature. Brothers might be 5'3". You know, brothers, some brothers real skinny, right? But it's gonna show the glory of the Lord, man. All right. It says what?
It says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
Right. He that is feeble among them shall be as David. All right. We know David, as the song said in the scriptures, Saul killed thousands, David killed 10,000, man.
Yeah.
You know? But it was something else I wanted to say, because David, you know, when you like the elder was telling us about a few weeks ago, all right, when he had the crown that was the size of a basketball rim, all right, he had it 75 pounds,
It said that he clave, get what it said, he clave to the sword, you know, wielding a 75-pound sword,
Swinging.
you know, cutting men asunder. This says the feeble of us is going to be as David, man. You see? So this ain't no picnic, man. This ain't nothing to play around with, you know?
Handling that amount of weight.
Bro, 75 pounds.
Listen, you got 75 pounds on your head and you carry it.
Listen, I didn't even get to the shield.
Yeah.
The shield was damn near 100 pounds. So you swinging a sword that's 75 pounds, and you got a shield with 100 pounds.
Comfortably.
But it said the most feeble man is going to be as David, though. Come on, man. With the angelic forces. Man, we're going to have lightning and electricity coming out of our homes, man.
I'm gonna start back from the top. Finish it out. Zechariah 12:8 says, "In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David,
Yes, bro.
and the house of David shall be
Hold on. And the house of David, what?
and the house of David shall be as gold, as the angel of the Lord before him."
And we know one angel could destroy the whole earth, man. But it said the most feeble man is going to be as David, and the whole house of David is going to be as the Most High, man. You see? So what you could do against that? What you could do against that? Nothing. You know? That's all you gonna do is get down or lay down, man.
Like I always say, man, when we get that power, man, we gonna beat the piss out y'all.
Absolutely.
Lightning go coming out. You know, Jake get crazy with the powers, but we go do all sorts of, man, we go crush y'all up, bro.
Get it. When they say meditate terrorists, let's get it. What is that?
Because think about it. But like you said, this is why we say this, because bro, the other nations, they not gonna see this. So they gonna be how they is right now, but in the kingdom. So if we get all this power, what we gonna do?
That's straight up suggestion.
King David with the talent of gold, the found his place on the bed. Okay, I just
Whenever y'all got, bro, just let me know you got something. Bring it up. So like it. I miss your point.
Yeah. No, I said because, like the brother said, that's why we say we gonna beat the piss out of Edom, man. Because, bro, they not gonna get this body only into the kingdom. So when we get these new bodies and the least of us is as David, what they gonna do, bro?
Dang, man, thing.
You got it.
You got that clip to the sword?
Yeah, I was looking for, I know
I got the talent. This is just real quick. This is 2 Samuel 12, and I'm gonna kind of go straight to the point. 29. It says, "And David gathered all the people together and went to Rabbah and fought against it and took it. And he took the king's crown from off his head, the weight wherefore was a talent of gold." Yeah, I looked it up on the phone. It says the weight whereof was a talent of gold with the precious stones, and it was set on David's head. And he brought forth the spoil of the city in great abundance. And he brought forth the people that were therein, and put them under saws, and under harrows of iron, and under axes of iron, and made them pass through the brickling. And thus did he unto all the cities of the children of Ammon. So David and all the people returned unto Jerusalem. Right? And just backing up what that brother was talking about, you know, the talent of gold is a talent of gold was a large unit of weight, around 75 pounds, money, and often used of gold and silver. So the crown that the Ammonite king had himself was 75 pounds, but the Lord slew the king, took the crown and put it on his own head, man. Okay? You know, going to show you basically, you know, back then just the stature and the nature of us was a lot bigger, man. You know, we're basically, what they call that, Salakia, what they call that, we're basically shells of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
We lost our stature, our original stature, man.
Okay? You was holding a precept.
I had, yeah. It's that, this 2 Samuel 23:10. It says, he arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And the Lord Yahweh wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only a spoil. Yeah, but the point being, like his hand cleave into the sword. That's spiritual power in itself, man.
Yeah,
To
when you
become
go ahead.
for your mind to be that, in the battle, to where it's like the sword cleaving to your hand actually became your sword.
Right.
That's real spiritual.
Right. I got a quick precept backing up the spiritual power. This is Psalms 18 and verse 31. It says, "For who is God save the Lord, or who is a rock save unto the power? It is God that girdeth me with strength." So the Lord is the one that gives us what? The spiritual power, like the brother was saying, to basically be one with the sword. You know what I'm saying? The same as, the angels, but basically the angels, they have spiritual power too, obviously, right? Where they're able to guide the chariots around and different things of that nature, right? And it says, it is God that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. It says, he maketh my feet like hinds feet and setteth me upon high places.
Yeah, because it even tell you that Ashael, he can run like
Asahel, you know I like
yeah, I know you like that. Yeah.
Yes.
They say he can run. What is like a deer?
Yes.
And, hey brother, if the Lord make your feet like hinds feet, that means you got like what your boy name is? The Flash.
The Flash,
Yeah.
Barry
The
Allen.
Flash, man. That means you got super speed, man. Right. You see? And I missed it when the brother brought out when King David hand clave to his sword. That's literally what brothers be watching in that anime.
Yeah.
That's literally Jake just going like
Man, the bad girl thing out of Berserk is what we talking about. There's a character called Nuts, and you gotta see him talking about this. In a certain scene, he took the sword and killed like 20 men in one swing.
Yes, brother.
That's the power the Lord will give to his men, bro. That's why our brother say the power the Lord will give us, bro. You can't even fathom it, bro. You say that.
And what's so heavy and deep about it, his name is Nuts. And when you look at it throughout the whole show, no matter what comes at him, he's gonna fight. He better lay his life down than, to put his sword down, because that's all he knew.
I got it. Yeah, just a little bit more. I'm going to reread that last verse. It's 33. It says, he maketh my feet like unto hinds feet and setteth me upon my high places, right? And, he had the power to basically look up and just leap over the walls. And the walls obviously was ridiculously high, right, in ancient times, man, because it was built to do what? Keep enemies out, okay, from invasion, all right? And one more verse, it says, he teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Okay, so like the brothers are saying, that's spiritual power, man. To take steel and just be able to bend it, right, at will. Okay, that means the Lord was dealing with David on a very high level, man.
Yeah, man. You can bend, all right, a bow of steel, brother. That's an insane amount of strength. That's crazy. But
Yeah. This 2 Samuel, man.
And these are colors. This is our history, man. You see, you get into the spiritual powers. This is what's coming. All right, with the new bodies, man. You see? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna press y'all kids. I got 4 after this. This is 2 Samuel 2, and I start at verse 17. I'm gonna get this in the NLT too, because we're gonna see, we're gonna explain it. But verse 17, it says, and there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. And there were 3 sons of Zeruiah there, Joab, Abishai, and Asahel. And Asahel was as light of foot as a wild rope. Let me read that.
That's in the NLT.
Yeah, I might get that verse 18 in the NLT. It said, Joab, Abishai, and Asahel, the 3 sons of Zeruiah, were among David's forces that day. I said, hell could run like a gazelle. This is the scriptures.
Yeah.
So you know the law not gonna make that up. If he said that, that's what it was, bro. And imagine the strength and the speed of a gazelle in the ancient times.
Yeah.
Bro, I just looked this up, bro. It said gazelle run at 60 miles an hour, bro.
Yes, bro.
But that's
on
now.
feet, though.
Yeah. That's now.
That's
Back
now.
then,
You could damn near triple that.
yeah. Because everything has gotten weaker, right?
Yeah.
The age of the world,
I
right?
got that too.
Got that second, that's what
Yes.
I told you. Second Edwards?
Yes.
Yeah, I told you got it.
You got it?
Yeah. But you got more than that, right?
No, I had one just like that.
Okay, but I want to say this too, because what is it? A cheetah get up to 60 miles an hour too, right? Or is it 80?
It's 80. I think it's fastest between 60 and 80 in under 3 seconds.
But yeah, but they have a hard time catching gazelles.
Yeah.
Brother, if you just that little cartoon you see in the dude, he just be running and his feet just look like it's doing that. Yeah. That's bro.
Because they not just fast, but they got lightning reflexes too.
God.
Like they not just running fast, like their reflexes, everything about the movement is just instant.
Yeah, I done seen, watching Animal Planet, I done seen these fucking gazelles to escape them cheetahs and shit. I done seen them stop on a dime, bop, and hit them with a little move and go. Yeah.
They,
You know?
1-2 stepping.
Yeah.
Boy, it got to the point like my eyes doing this, like on the TV.
Yeah.
Because the forces, you would see them running, then they just cutting back.
Yep. Yeah. Hey man, that's superpowers, man.
But you gotta think, bro, that's on feet.
Yeah.
You talking about miles per 80 miles an hour on feet, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. We didn't even get to the point of us flying. You got it,
Yeah, I do. I'm in the chapter. I'm just, I forgot.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
No, he gonna use an instrument.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms.
You got 51 and 20, right?
Yeah.
So,
19. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things.
right, Jacob is the form of all things, man. All right, he is the progenitor, all right, of these nations. You see, you go back to who Jacob's forefather was, right? Who his forefather was. But the portion of Jacob is where the separation comes in, all right? Because this is when Jacob's name was changed to Israel, all right? And through his 12 sons, that's who will receive the inheritance, all right? Which we know as the Israelites today, all right? The 12 tribes, man, all right? But that's why you have Jacob is always the most desired after, right? Everybody wants to be like a so-called black man, a so-called Latino man, a so-called Native American man, all right? Everything here on the planet Earth, everything is molded, all right, after the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, all right? They tell you that it's shit, right? He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches, man? You see? Here's the portion, it said what?
It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them.
He's not like them. You see, he's not like the other nations. Go ahead.
I just got that word portion in online etymology. This is portion, early 14th century. It says allotted part assigned, attributed. It says lot, fate, or destiny, right? So the lot, the fate of and destiny of the elect of the nation of Israel is completely different from the other nations, right? That's why we're talking about the spiritual power and them basically having to retain these mortal bodies and die off and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is what we holding fast to. We still holding fast to this though. You see what I'm saying? This goes deep, man. All right, we just not out here for the fuck of it, you know. We just not out here to just go, oh, they just like to go out there and put on costumes. No, this is what we holding fast to. You see, this is what we hope to be a part of. All right, Lord willing. You know, go ahead.
Yeah, because just like you said, like he from that what that was, the Corinthians, with the race, right? The same way they go so hard to obtain these things that's corruptible. That's how hard we run for this, man.
That's a consistent pace, man. You know. God, go ahead.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things, Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and the Lord of hosts is his name. Verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
So the Lord said we are his battle axe and his weapons of war. He didn't say that he need a gun. He didn't say he need a sword. He said, no, I got Israel. I got the people that I have chosen, man. All right, go ahead.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms.
Yeah, with thee. All right. With us, the Lord is going to come back. All right. When Yahweh crack the clouds, okay, get it in Isaiah 66 and 15, real quick, Bible the shop. All right, because it said the Lord is going to come with his chariots like a whirlwind, man.
Yes.
All right, when he cracked the clouds, we coming to break this kingdom down, man. You see? That's why the angel said in Revelation, behold, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord. You know? Brother, got it real quick?
Yeah. This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15. And it says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire.
Right. So if the Lord is coming back, all right, it said with one chariot?
No, it said with his chariots.
With his chariots and what?
Like a whirlwind.
Like a whirlwind. Go ahead.
It says to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire.
And the Lord is coming back with chariots. All right? Plural. Okay? We might see millions of chariots in the sky, man. You know, before we get beamed up, Lord will. You know? When you talk about 144,000 men, you know, we believe that each man has an angel that's assigned just to protect him. You see? So what if the Lord coming back with 1 million chariots, man? You know? They say it's gonna blot out the skies, man. You see? This is the type of power that the Lord is coming back with, right? You still got the Isaiah 47?
Yeah.
Get that real quick? Because it's more than Jeremiah 51, you know? Oh yeah, come. You gotta get that 2 Corinthians 5 too. Yeah, 47.
Yeah, this Isaiah 47 and 3, and it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Right, he's not coming back as he came, all right, in his last reincarnation, as a regular man, like we are. We regular men, all right? He's coming back angelic, man, with the forces that we have never seen on the planet Earth, man. The movies that you dream about, all right? The Thanos, you thought Thanos was bad, you know? I'm talking about when he had all the stones.
Yeah.
You thought he was bad then.
Snap that finger.
When he snapped that finger. Go ahead, say something.
No, I was gonna say, even without the stones, he was bad as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He beating up everybody without the stones.
We put hump to shame.
Right.
Man, that crazy, man. He put that man to shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you beat the shit out the Hulk, brother.
I was pissed off at that.
I was really pissed off. I was pissed off he never recovered.
Yeah.
They never gave him his his glory back.
Bro, he beat the shit out the Hulk so bad. Like the brother said, he beat the piss out of him so bad that the Hulk ain't gonna come out no more.
Yes.
Yeah. But you thought that was bad. What you think the Howard shot getting ready to do?
Right.
And these are regular men that he's coming and put down. You see? Ain't nothing, man. Edom ain't got no special forces, man. You know?
Ain't nothing special about him.
They trying to create these super soldiers and shit, but that shit ain't got. Man, come on, man.
That's like fine. But even with that, look how when Thanos entered the atmosphere, man.
They knew.
That fucking mothership he had,
Yeah, they
right?
knew.
With multiple ships behind that.
Yeah.
That's the same with the love will come back, man.
And they got that shit straight out the scriptures.
God.
Thanos was a depiction of Yahweh coming back to lay the righteous order back down on the planet Earth, man. You know,
Look, dude, that same way they turned around and stopped him, that's not gonna happen.
That
to
ain't
Yahweh.
gonna happen. Yeah. You got more?
They even had the nerve to put it in because his whole motive was to erase some of the population. Well, after that 1,000 years, Esau gonna get eradicated from the among the people.
Yeah.
So they got the whole gig about this picture, bro. But they know their judgment. They know what Yahweh coming back to do.
And you know he coming back to judge the world. You know, but go ahead with that precept you told me.
Con.
Yeah, for what is that?
Yeah, this Judges 20, and this is one of my favorite ones too, bro. Just going into the, the spiritual power that the Lord, that He gives His people, and that we gonna get, later on. This is Judges 20. And I'm gonna read it in the NLT too, but I'm gonna read it in the KJV first. Judges 20 and 16. It says, among all these people, there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Every one could sling stones at an hair breadth and not miss. I'm gonna read that in the NLT, verse 16. It says, among Benjamin's elite troops, 700 were left-handed, and each of them could sling a rock and hit a target within a hair's breadth without missing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like imagine a thin piece of hair from a distance and being able to sling a rock at it and hit it, bro.
On the down.
But that's spiritual power.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
Can't do that shit, man.
Bro,
That shit a rock and
I'm gonna search it up.
brother. Let's do. I pull a hell of my minute and come on, all right. A hair's breadth, brother.
Well, you start backing up, you gonna
You ain't
eventually
gonna
not
see
see that.
But that mean you gotta have your eyesight gotta be
On point.
on a different level.
Sorry.
You know?
That's the sorry.
That's the sorry. You know? I don't even know what that is.
It's good though. It's something serious.
And that's what it is. Yeah. You know, go ahead with your precept, brother.
Khan, this is Micah 4. I'm just gonna start at verse 9, but the points like 13. It says, Now why doest thou cry aloud? Is there no king in thee? Right? This is talking about the nation of Israel. It's going to go through the birth pains up until basically the spiritual power. But the nation of Israel does have a king, man. And that king is set to return soon. And it says, Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. So that's basically where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? The prophecy of the Israelites basically going to where? Babylon the Great, which is aka America. It says, There shalt thou be delivered. We'll be delivered by the hand of the Lord. It says, There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thy enemies. And it says, and also many nations. So these are all the other people, the so-called Gentiles, the people that's separate from the nation of Israel. And it says, and now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Israel. Yeah, so they say, look at y'all fell, y'all ain't the people, that the Lord's coming to get, or anything like that. And we're going to get to the point, which is the spiritual power. And it says, but they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel. It says, for he shall gather them as the sheaves unto the floor. Verse 13, it says, arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass. And thou shalt beat in pieces many people, right? And all those people that was laughing from the other nations, right? They're going to basically get beat to pieces, which is an ancient way of saying the Lord is going to completely destroy them using his people.
That's an ancient way of saying the Lord going to beat the piss on
Right. And it says, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain, the Israelites, unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. Right? But that's the point, man. Our people are going to get what? Spiritual powers, right? From on high, from Yahweh Shimon Shai.
Yeah. And you're going to see some men that's a part of the elect get spiritual powers on this side.
Mm-hmm.
When it says, give me that Isaiah 59. You was right there in 62. Yeah. Give me that in 59, man. Because the Lord is getting ready to lift that standard up and get that word standard, Bible shop. But keep reading that Jeremiah 51 and 21.
God, we gonna get that Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 21. And it reads, with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, And with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid.
So he's giving you a rundown on what he's going to do with his elect. All right, he's going to break in pieces the governments. All right, the armies, the people. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 23. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee I will break in pieces the husband.
Even the animals, man.
Animals about to get it, man.
The animals about to get it. You see? Go ahead.
And with thee I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen.
Right, well, this goes into a total destruction here in Babylon the Great, but him using his men to do it, you see, before the thermonuclear destruction. You see, go ahead.
And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Read 24.
And I will render unto Babylon and unto all the inhabitants
When
of
you go
Judea.
into this word render, it means to repay, all right, or to recompense. Go ahead. So he's going to repay Babylon what?
And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Judea and all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, save the Lord.
Yeah. And so a great recompense is coming upon you people here in America, man. All right. And you other nations across the globe. All right. A new sheriff is coming to town, man. All right. But give me that 59. That's what I was looking for. You got something else, man.
This is Isaiah 59 and 19. And it says, so shall they bear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. And when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up standard against them.
Mm-hmm. So it said he's going to feel the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. You see? Because Esau Edom getting ready to roll on the elect, man. He's getting ready to roll on the prophets, the innumerable multitude, those that believe. He's getting ready to roll on you. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to say, they had an article with I don't want to say the name, who? Vance.
What did he say?
With Vance, he's saying that he's gonna go door to door, with the ICE.
Yeah.
And try to get rid of y'all people the quickest.
He said, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. That's straight out of the scriptures. Hey, it's getting real biblical in 2026, man. It's getting real biblical. And that's what we want. We want to get biblical, But go ahead, read that last part. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, all right? So like it real quick, because a flood, right? What a flood do, it gives you no way to do what? To leave, to escape. All right? Go ahead.
It says the spirit of Yahweh should lift up a standard against them.
Right, get that word standard out, Bishop.
Yeah, I got you. It's that word standing, outline of biblical usage. It's H1, it's like in H5127. It says to flee, escape, to take flight, depart, disappear.
Yeah, so that goes into what? Spiritual powers, man. When you have enemies coming at us from all sides, the Lord said he's going to lift up a standard. He's going to make a way for us to escape, all right? Whether it be disappearing, whether it be putting the people in a trance, all right? Give me the account with Peter. What's that? Peter and the angel came?
Yeah.
And freedom out of the cell?
Peter.
Because these things, these accounts, like it says in Romans 15 and 4, the things that was written aforetime was written for our learning. That we, through what? The comfort of the scriptures, might have hope, man. You see? These things, we read about them because they're going to happen again. All right? Like brothers always say, that's the first book of Acts in the scriptures, and we living out the second book, the second act of Acts now. All right? Acts 2.0, man. You see? And the same things that the Lord did, all right, when you go to Hebrews, the 11th chapter, all right, with the accounts of our forefathers and these different things. The same things he did back then, he's getting ready to do it again, all right, on a greater scale. You see? Because as the miracles on the left-hand side multiply, when Esau Edom is getting it up there, right, the miracles on the right-hand side is going to multiply even greater, man. You see? And man, the Lord getting ready to work, man. Find it. It's in Luke.
Talking about the one where Peter was in jail.
I can't hear that.
You're talking about the one where Peter was in prison and the angel. It's Acts 12 and 5.
Acts 12 and 5.
I got it. This is Acts You said 12 and 5?
Yeah.
Start at the top.
Time. This is Acts 12 and verse 1. It says, now about the time Herod the king stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
Right. This is the times that we're coming into. We may see a brother get put to death. You see? We may see a brother get martyred, right? But we still gonna hold fast though, right? Go ahead.
And it says, and because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also.
Which these are the apostles, man. All right. These were those that was with Yahushua, and they all died gruesome deaths. You see? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and I just want to say, after he killed James, he saw that the other Israelites liked it. They was happy that it happened.
Yeah.
You know, and they wanted, so he's like, now I'm going to get Peter too then. And they want this to happen to their own people.
And this was around the time of the Passover as well, for those who don't know. Which is why brothers always, start with the apostles on down, talk about how it's always a time of sifting. Things always happen around the time of the Passover, man. And we coming up on it within a month or two. Go ahead.
It says, then were the days of unleavened bread, and when he had apprehended him.
I just said that.
Yeah.
The days of the unleavened bread. Go ahead.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four quaternions. How do you say that?
Which is four soldiers, basically.
Okay.
Centurions, which is it don't say that, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it says of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Right, which Easter in the scriptures is what? Around the time of the Passover. You see? Go ahead.
Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the power for him.
I'm gonna do a lesson on that because that's how important prayer is. You see? And we have the names to cry unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And he's gonna hear our prayers in these times of trouble. You see? Give me that in 2nd Letter 16 and about 74. I just want the point. Oh, you got that? Okay,
Yeah, this is
second the point when it said the days of trouble at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Yeah, this is 2nd Esdras 16 and 74. It says here, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Yep. Now go back to the Acts 12, because this is what Esdras, right? And if you don't know, Esdras was written before this happened in Acts. All right. So this is in real time. You see, and Esdras prophesied about that back then. It happened to Peter. It happened, to some of the other apostles or whatever. At that point in time, it was appointed for them to escape judgment. Right. But we know Peter was crucified upside down. Right. You see? But to say the Lord is still going to deliver us from the same, And Lord will, we get to the chariots, man. Right? But go ahead, Al.
Verse 6, and it says that when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers.
So they had, imagine sleeping right here, and they got two men standing next to you, man. Go ahead.
It says bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands.
Smote him, brother. That's like, bro, the angel smote him, huh? Get up! The angel smote him, brother. Get up! So like,
the angel vicious was that too.
Bro, the angel smote him and told him, get up. Snap the piss out of him.
It's like you might know the angel whipped on the king. I forget the king, but they whipped the piss out until there was no more.
That's Heliodorus.
Oh, I know you're talking about the two angels.
Talking about Heliodorus.
Yeah, I was talking about
until that they whooped him, man.
So go ahead,
Yeah. We can get this in the NLT. No, it's the same thing in the NLT.
Okay. Yeah, let them finish out the kingdom before we get in the NLT.
All right, this is verse 8. And the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, cast thy garment about thee and follow me. Verse 9, it says, and he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true, which was done by the angel, and but thought he saw a vision.
So he thought that he was having a dream when this happened to him. You see? He thought he was dreaming, but it was real life. You know? You got more?
Yeah. And it says, and when they were past the first and the second word, it says they came unto the iron gate that leaded unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord. The door just opened up by itself.
And then, like, brother, this is what we're saying. This is the standard that the Lord is lifting up. That's why I had that brother get that account, because this is the type of standard, right? And that word standard is said to make a way to escape, to flee, to disappear. What the Lord literally did this with Apostle Peter, man. You see? Go ahead.
And they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him.
Yep. That's now read it in there too. You got it, Rashad.
No, I got it off. It just basically, I was just trying to back up the point of what you done. This Acts 12:7. It says, suddenly was there a bright light in the cell, and an angel of the Lord stood before Peter, and the angel struck him on his side to awake him and said, quick, get up. And the chains fell off his wrist.
You know the angel. Huh?
In the stomach.
And you know the angels, they speak Hebrew. So you know the Hebrew words come off rough. Like tell him get up. I wonder what's get up in the Hebrew, you know. After he done smote him, you know. And Jake done hit Peter with the right there, go ahead.
I was thinking about the word. I think it's a rise.
Yeah, I was thinking about Palm Rise.
Yeah,
So,
rise. Oh yeah.
So he might have.
Come on. Yeah, probably told him. Deep angelic voice. You know?
You gotta do it through your teeth.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, that was it?
Yeah. That verse at the time, what we are talking about. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1, and it reads, and at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince will stand up for the children of thy people.
Hold on. You get this word Michael, right? Which is, he's the second in command, all right? Under Yahweh Shai in the heavens is Michael. And his name is, in the Hebrew, Michael, which means one who is like the Most High. Absolutely. That's good. So it says, Michael, the one who is like the Most High, all right, is going to stand up for the children of thy people, man. Go ahead.
There shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right. But all of this sounds back into us holding on to what we have. You see? Because it's going to come a what? A time of trouble. Since there never was and since there was a nation. Go ahead.
And at that same time, thy people shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book.
Those that's holding fast, that's going to continue to hold fast and endure to the end. Those are going to be the ones that be delivered. You see? And their names is already etched in stone. You see? It's already done in the spirit, right? We just got to walk through it and hope and pray that be a part of your life, man. That's why I take prisoners of hope. You see? That was it.
Yeah, that was
Come on, brothers, holding something?
yeah.
Let's scratch that. That's cool. You was holding something, right? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, that's gone, brother. We can never get to what's the time at?
It's 118.
118?
Yeah.
That's fine.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, back in that Corinthians 15. And I'm going to get verse 58. It says,
Told you it was going to come back around.
therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. But that's just backing up the overall point, right? Why we holding fast to this? Because we know that it's a reason we have to do what we're doing, right? In order to reach what we're trying to achieve, the kingdom.
Yeah, just to put our time back into that point of, lifting up the standard. This Daniel 6, when I started at 16, it says, then the king commanded. It says, then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. So he was talking smart. It says, and a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet, and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king rose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power, is thy servant of the living God, is thy power, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions?
Right, and this is where your faith comes into effect. All right, this is if you truly believe the Lord gonna put this test on you, man. It might not be as substantial as this, but it's gonna be in some way, form, or fashion. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 21, then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power had sent his angel and had shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. I read verse 23. Then was the king exceeding glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his powers.
That's it. And that's the power of believing, man. The power of having faith. That's power. That's spiritual power in itself. Us believing in Yahweh Shai now. That's spiritual power in itself. You see? But go ahead. You got something? Okay. Okay.
This is Revelations 3 and 10, and it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that
I had
dwell
that
upon
Bell
the
and
earth.
Dragon account.
You know, the same thing that happened to
To back him up.
forgot
I had that account of Bell and the Dragon to back him up.
But the same thing that happened, to him, he was kept from that. He was kept. He wasn't able to suffer those days with the lion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's how the Lord's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, which is when that time of that testing comes upon us. When we presented with the MOTP, we going to believe and have faith in Yahweh Shai that He going to deliver us from this, man. Whether it be our heads going to guillotine or whether He do what? Lift up that standard like He did for Daniel. You see? Like He did for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You got that comment, Bell and Dragon?
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead.
I'm still listening to what y'all
You want me to start at I was going to start at 29, verse 29. All right, this is backing up the brother Naalia with the account of Daniel. This is Bell and the Dragon this is Bell and the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 29. So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee in thine house. Verse 30, now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them, who cast him into the lions' den, where he was 6 days. In the den there were 7 lions.
Hold on. It didn't say 6 days in that one, huh? That man was in the lion den for 6 days?
That's crazy.
Bro, and they said the lions were starving.
Mm-hmm.
They starved the line.
They starved him on purpose, and he was in there for 6 days. I didn't hear that. Shit. Not my first time, but I didn't think about that when he read the account in actual Daniel, because it didn't mention 6 days. Bro, being in there for 6 days, brother. No type of home the lions.
Fierce, these different lines back
Yeah.
then.
Like we was gonna bring out that second of this file.
Yeah.
Everything now is less of a statue. You know?
Big, if a lion's big, not like you go to the zoo and you'll see like a lion big as a motherfucker. But back then, there was 3 times what it is now.
Probably like the lion, for that
Beats.
That's the wickedness, but
Yeah, they're pretty big. Go ahead, man.
It This is Bell and the Dragon 1 verse 31, who cast him into the lion's den where he was 6 days. Verse 32. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to the intent that they might devour Daniel.
Man. So every day they ate 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, but they purposely didn't feed them. So they could make sure that they eat Daniel.
And that pissed them off too.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to be on that regularly eating, program, and for some reason it's not coming at this time that you think, that's gonna agitate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Job 5:19, it says he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil tempt thee. And it said he was in the one for 6 days.
6 days.
But in the 7th where the Lord came through, he said, so
that 7 represents completion. You know?
I just want to say real quick, because y'all talked about the size of the lion statue. They had a brother that had a dream on the GMS testimonials. He was on the run with another person, but he perceived him to be a brother too. He didn't really know him, but he perceived him to be a brother. And he said they had entered into the city. These lions entered into the city. He said, but these lions weren't normal lions. They looked like, they was like twice the size of a lion. They all looked like Scar. You know, Scar had like a dark coat to him or whatever. He was different looking. He said all of them was like that. He said he ran. He said even he was on the run. He ran in a bathroom scared. You know how somebody's scared, panting, and all the rest of that kind of stuff. He said a lion came to the bathroom door and got up on his hinds and just pushed the door open. Like he was as big as the door. So imagine the top of a door, and he just pushed it open, even though, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't supposed to open. And when he came in, he just, he came up, real close to him. He kind of like sized them up, but then he backed out and walked away. And then that's, the brother was just thanking the Lord, because everybody, you could just hear the screams from everybody else in the city. Just, the lions was tearing up everybody in the city, But that's,
that's the type of shit that happened in the dream too. Yeah. Like this, damn well this lion not put over.
Yeah, exactly. Say with ease, it was like nothing.
Go ahead and finish it off.
Con, this is back in Bell and the Dragon, verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field to bring it to the reapers. Verse 34. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. Verse 35. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Verse 36. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den.
So he carried him away. Habakkuk like, look, I don't know Daniel. I don't know what Babylon at. like, come on, Lord. Like, what you want? And the angel's like, man, just get the food and let's go. Just straight like that, Go ahead.
Con. Verse 37. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, take the dinner which Yahweh Shemel has sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O Yahweh Shemel, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee.
That's beautiful, man. It shows you that what? Goes back to Isaiah 59 and 19. Making a way for us to escape. Whether it's, man, the Lord took a whole prophet to go feed another prophet from a whole different part of the earth, man. You can't tell me that's not a spiritual power in itself. He teleported Habakkuk, man. You see? That's what the Lord is going to do for us, man. You got to believe that. Go ahead,
This scripture is perfect, man. What you say? This is Rock 2 and 10.
Absolutely.
Look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh by Shema Shai and was confounded? Question mark. Or did any abide in his spirit and was forsaken? Question mark. Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him? Question mark.
Then you look what happened with Daniel.
Daniel was in there with 6 days with a hungry lion. Yet Yahweh Shema Shai still remembered. Why? Because he still called upon the name.
And he fed him while he in the den with the lion.
Hungry lions that they had.
I was gonna say, read the next one.
Verse 11. For Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiving sins, and saving in time of affliction.
Amen. The Lord get ready to save us in the time of our affliction. That's 14.
Quick one point for you, real quick. This St. Luke chapter 1 and 37. Before we how about Shemi Shah, nothing shall be impossible.
Yeah, that's 1 hour 30.
So that's plain and simple, man. Nothing is impossible, if you're dealing with the ultimate power. I always like to reference it like a video game, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is a cheat code, to those that believe into the Lord, man. We have the ultimate power that can destroy anything. He's telling you everything that he's going to do, telling you everything that he already did. He's giving you receipts about everything of what happens when you believe. So you knowing all of these things and knowing that just having faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that these miracles can happen, come on, man. It's a no-brainer to stick with the Lord. You got it.
Oh yeah. Back in that Job, the back there brother about the animals. We the Lord we messing with like a Jacob trouble with the animals. Real quick, with Job chapter 5, verse 23. It says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So while 2/3 of people getting taught by animals in time of trouble, like you said, a lion might come through, a bear might come through, so you might put his head down and walk past you. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will have to with these animals not gonna mess with you later. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. That's all.
As Adam had dominion over these animals, that's going to be restored unto us too, man. Even in these times of trouble. Hey man, if you're a part of the elect, it's nothing that's going to come against you that you are already having a victory over. You see? Give me
Get up.
Give me 1 John 5 and 4. Go ahead with you say.
This is just something you had quoted earlier, but it makes sense. This Romans 15 and 4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So the different accounts that we have been bringing out, right? These things were written for us now to be able to have that hope and the faith to continue.
If I can add to you, bro, ultimately, the Lord, one thing that you notice about the Lord is that he covers all corners. Yes, he's not going to let anything come through slick that would cause you to err off in any type of way. You know what I'm saying? But just having that in your head and having, again, all of these accounts to see damn near any and every situation that we've been through or possibly could go through, the Lord is going to tell you what's going to happen after. That's why we don't fear death. That's why we don't fear, we don't fear men. We don't fear about none of these things that most people are shaking in their boots,
Brother, we went into so many accounts for everything. Every topic he's going into, he got accounts to show, like, look, this happened. Right. It's going to happen again. Right. See? What? You make a point? No. Okay.
That was it. How Jay can even, think that? People say that they believe in the scriptures. They believe this is what you're supposed to abide by, but they believe these to be fairy tale stories or something. Like all of this truth and all of these things that you believe in, now all of a sudden this is just some bullshit. Like, come on, man.
This is Philippians 4 and 13. And it said, I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthens me. This is Philippians 4 and 13. It says, I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthens me.
Right, the back of the brother. But what y'all about shooting our shot, nothing is impossible. And we can do all things, man. It ain't nothing too hard for us, man. We truly believe that. But,
Oh,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry.
This is Acts 4 and 12,
Yes, brother.
and it says, neither is there salvation in any other, but there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. And, you know what I'm saying? This is very powerful because, you know, Yahweh Shai, they gave us, you know, new names so we can call upon them. And like it says no name under the heavens that, you know, we can call upon to be saved. So you can't call on these false idols and none of that and so on and so forth. But it shows you how powerful these names are today. You know?
I got you one backing that up. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. Yeah, backing up what the brother just said, you know, the name Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is going to be very crucial in these perilous times that we're going to come into. That's why the name is so important.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, starting at verse 33. Who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is Yahweh that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Mashiach that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us.
Right, so Yahweh Shai is in the heavens making intercession for the elect. All right, that's why I said, who shall they talk to? When you got Yahweh Shai as our lawyer, that's the person that's mediating for us, man. You see? But go ahead. This is why he's mediating. Go ahead.
Verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach?
Because of the way we feel about the Lord, man. All right? There's nothing that can separate us from the love that we have for Yahweh Shai, man. Seeing him laying down his life for us, even to have a chance and repentance, man. You see? This is why we hold fast to what we have. Because look at what Yahweh Shai did for us, man. You know? Go ahead.
Shall tribulation or distress,
Right, tribulation, distress, when times get tough? No, go ahead.
or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril,
Yeah.
or sword.
And these are the times that we're getting ready to enter to. The brother read Daniel 12th chapter, a time like never before. But it said, who shall these things separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? No. Go ahead.
As is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long.
Even unto death, man. Still ain't separated from Yahweh Shai. We know if we die, we got a quicker chance of getting to Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
See? Go ahead.
We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors.
So for all these things, all right, it don't matter. That covers pretty much the whole circumference of things we're going to go through. It says it don't matter, but in all these things, we are more than conquerors, man. Meaning we are more than able to go through it and to finish it. You see? Go ahead.
Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the Most High, which is in Mashiach Yahweh Shai, our Lord.
Yeah, so nothing can separate us, man. If you're a part of the elect, there's nothing that's going to separate you from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and being a part of this, and being a part of this grand party, all right, and a part of the grand entrance that Yahushua is getting ready to make in the planet Earth, man. There's nothing that can stop you from being a part of the elect, whether you die, whether you live, man. All right, it don't matter. You see, that was it. You know, time. You know, hey man, we're gonna close it out with that. All right. So, you know, anybody want to make any closing points, closing remarks? Yeah, man. So, you know, Lord willing, this camp was edifying. All right, and all the faith that you need, the courage that you need, the history that you need. All right, in order to get through until the end. All right, you got it, man. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and give all praises, glory, and honors unto
Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash.
Double honors once again to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace, blessings, and salutations be to the hopefully elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba, Abba,
Abba,
Abba, Abba,
Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba, Abba,